Greetings to you all and welcome to our podcast. I am Nozipho. I'm with Lusanda and Olwethu. So today we will be discussing The Tempest by William Shakespeare, of which is one of the most popular plays as it focuses on ideas and themes of which we see even today in our societies.
Yes, for this discussion, we mainly focus on these two key themes, which is power and control, revenge and forgiveness. These themes are important for this play because they explore the character of Prospero, who is the main character of this play.
Yes, and what makes these themes more interesting is the fact that they still apply even today, even though the play is way too old. It's way too old. But the idea of power, justice and forgiveness is still applicable. It still applies even in the modern societies, even in South Africa, if you may check, it still applies.
When the play starts, we found Prospero, of which is the main character of the play, wants to take revenge against his enemies. He created a strong storm which makes his enemies to crash on the island. This action of wanting his enemies to crash on the island shows that Prospero has been holding his anger for a long time, and now he wants to take down the people who hate him.
Yes, Prospero wants revenge because his brother Antonio betrayed him. He took his position as a Duke of Milan. That's why Prospero decided to create the storm so that the storm would bring his enemies to island and prepare the revenge.
And what I think draws more attention is the fact that Prospero is not only looking for revenge, he wants to control the entire situation, the people, the events around them, and as a result, he uses magic to manipulate the situation and the people around him. More like he wants to bring them closer to him so that he can pay his revenge.
So guys, do you think Prospero did the right thing to take revenge against his enemies after what happened to him?
Yes, I think he was justified to feel angry because what happened to him was unfair. Ne?
Yes.
So,
yes,
you want to say something?
Yes, I do want to say something. I agree with Lusanda because, like, I remember, family is the first people you meet. Yes. So when you are being betrayed by someone you know, someone you trust, we do trust families. Yes. When someone like that betrays you, that goes deeper. So Prospero was justified to seek revenge. And yes, it is. I agree with you. I totally agree.
Yes, but wanting a revenge for so long might harm him.
Yes, I agree to that too. And that makes him more of a human character in the play. Like, his portrayal is more of a human character, not of a character of the play, yes. And then, yeah, I think we did answer your question.
As the play continues, there was a big change to Prospero. Instead of continuing with taking the revenge against his enemies or the people that wronged him, he ended up forgiving them or never take action against them. This action shows that Prospero has grown and he is now seeing things differently.
I agree. This is a very important moment because Prospero realizes that forgiveness is better than a revenge, and punishing his enemies won't solve anything.
Yeah, instead it would make him a bad person too. So I think this is the part where we say there's character development on the play. He grows from being angry to understanding, which I'd say this is an important message of the play. Because like we see him developing from being angry, being hurt, angry, then forgiving his enemies. Yeah, he finally gets his peace of mind and everything, yes.
Yes, I think he did the right thing for forgiving them and not taking a revenge, because one of the people that wronged him is his brother. So it will not be the right thing to do something bad to your brother, even though Onsono did the wrong thing by betraying a Prospero. But yeah, she did the right thing.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. He did as much as he did the right thing for his brother Antonio. He also did the right thing for his peace of mind, his health.
Decision was the best, because if he didn't forgive his enemies, there will be more conflicts and more arguments. But for him to sort things calmly, it even helped to repair some relationships.
Yes, Prospero shows forgiveness when he allows the romantic relationship between Miranda and Ferdinand, which helps to unite these two families.
Indeed, just like I said before, forgiveness comes with peace. Revenge, like Nozipho had said, revenge would have led to more conflicts, because he was gonna fight Ferdinand for dating his daughter Miranda, and all that sort of stuff. So forgiveness, yeah, it does come with peace. Yes.
And I think Miranda and Ferdinand relationship will bring more peace and for the families to unite because of their relationship.
There's some kind of relation being built. So yeah.
Besides from the play, forgiving someone is very important even in real life. For example, during apartheid, forgiveness plays a very important role, because people choose peace and moving forward together instead of taking revenge.
Yes. Meaning Shakespeare's play and his message on the play about revenge is not only important on the play, it is also significant and real lives even in our modern societies. Look back at how South African leader Nelson Mandela decided to focus on promoting unity and reconciliation instead of seeking revenge and holding grudges and everything.
Yes, instead of focusing on revenge, the country focuses on reconciliation and moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of which I think like it is also important for our development and growth. Yes.
So guys, do you think Prospero uses his power in a right way, or do you think he controls people too much?
I think
Okay,
sorry. I think he's both, because Prospero uses his power to fix his problems, but he uses his power. He also uses his power to control others too much. Like,
I agree with
yes.
you. I do. I
much how?
Like in light English, you can say Prospero is a control freak, because like he controls everything, like literally everything. Like from him creating a storm, that is a part of control. Like he
But
never
the storm the aim of the storm was for his enemies.
Yes, which is why he controls. The storm is not natural. It was created by him using his power.
Yes.
More like yes, it's control. That's part of control.
Yes,
like he doesn't let others catch break. Like there's no freedom from him. Like yes, it makes more like, for me, I do question his leadership. Yes, I do, because like, what kind of a president does that?
Another thing that I noticed in the play is that power has been used in the wrong way. We see that when Antonio takes a Prospero's position as a duke, I think that in that way power has been used in a negative way. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I think that's another way of reflecting. That's another reflection of that. Power struggle is an important part of human nature. Us as human, we have to be like, you have to have something that drives you to want something. So
something that I learned is that when we are uses power, let's say you are selfish, power can be dangerous when it is used selfishly.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes, and Antonio knew that this position does not belong to him, and he does not fit for this position, but he takes it. So that's why I think this power here is being used in the wrong way.
You know, I feel like those things, they make life interesting because, like, let's say maybe Antonio didn't provoke Prospero, we wouldn't have seen his use of magic. He wouldn't have created the storm. That makes generally those power struggles, they make life more interesting, and they make more events, and you can name them.
Yes, I agree that they make life interesting, but if Prospero didn't decide to take things like forgiving them, you don't know what would happen to his brother Antonio. So
that's
it's
what makes
bad
life
and good.
interesting, guessing and questioning.
And another thing is how Prospero treats Caliban. Caliban lives in an island, but Prospero took control over it and made Caliban to save him. And this action takes us back to colonization, where people take control over the land and the people living in it.
Yes, I agree that Caribbean originated in Ireland, and when Prospero arrived in Ireland, he took control of the island. This is connected to South African history, where European settlers like leaders Cecil John Rhodes came and made permanent settlement in Africa and took our land, actually.
Yes, I agree with your point, Lusanda, and same with Nozipho, because like this indeed reflects colonization, like where people take control of others and the land they occupy. We see Prospero is taking control of the land that was occupied by Caliban before. That's the same thing that happened in South Africa when those Europeans came and took over our land. They made fun of us, like they made us look dumb somehow, like just the same way Prospero is doing to Caliban. Like it's more like he amounts to nothing on his land. Like same with us South Africans, we amount nothing to our land. They saw, I feel like they saw us as they even called us names. Like they see us as if we amount to nothing on our own country.
And there's this phrase, the myth of an empty land.
They said that when they first came here, they said they only found animals, baboons or goons or whatever they said that we were. That's the point.
Not true, and that is not true.
I feel like oppression somehow has that sense of belittling someone. Yes, the oppressed.
And undermining.
Yes.
And we also see other characters like Ariel, who want freedom and don't want to be controlled anymore. And this shows that how control can trap someone.
Yes. Ariel wants, for both Ariel and Caliban, they want freedom. Like for example, but it's in different perspectives. They come from different angles. For example, for Caliban, he uses anger to express his dissatisfaction, and he goes as far as saying there's a quote from the I now know to care. Yes, which is I feel like it's satisfying for a reader like us, because now let's say Caliban now uses Prospero's cases, Prospero's teachings, language and everything to backchat him, to fight back whatever the feud between them. Yes. And again, which brings us more to the South African context. I feel like we were too nice and soft for the Europeans. Like we would have used, our great grandfathers, they couldn't do it, but I feel like now we can do it better. Fight them with their own weapons. Now they introduced social medias and everything. Like we can use those platforms to fight back, like their language and everything, like more like I don't know how to put
But
it,
they had a strong military.
but
And I think we are still trapped, and there's nothing we can do, because if there is, we have had done this even now.
we just like unity, because like we can't say with the like how many of us are here, but at the same time we're occupied with foreigners and everything, but it's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do. We just have to accept.
Which is accepting is way too hard for us. Like,
Yeah, and
I wanna be Caribbean. Caribbean is fighting. Caribbean is refusing to be oppressed. He is refusing to.
but even though he is refusing, but he still.
But at the end of the play,
Yes,
he
obeys
obeys
Prospero's rules,
but
because
at the end of the play, he's set free.
But for the fact that he obeyed him.
yes, and he took over the island that Caliban was
Majority
living
wins.
in.
Majority wins. Okay, sharp.
So all in all, the Tempest shows that forgiveness is much more important than taking the revenge, and that peace leads to good outcomes.
Yes, and that's and I can also say power must be used responsibly, otherwise it can lead to injustice and control.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the same thing I can say. As this play teaches us that it teaches us important lessons about how human beings behave, and those lessons are still applicable even in the modern societies. I mean, the lives we live today, they are still applicable. So yeah, the play indeed bring us a lesson.
Of forgiving.
Yes,
And it brought a lesson
we
process.
must forgive and forget.
Yes, forgive and but I don't know about forget. You have to forgive, but forget is
Yes, and
it's
forget.
kind of,
It shows that you have forgiven
But
someone
your
and you have
mind-
made peace.
but you don't know how the mind operates. It differs from person to person
Yes.
about forgetting. I think forgiveness, yeah, you can teach forgiveness, but forgetting, psychologically you can't just forget.
Forget.
Yes.
That's okay. And I think this brings us to the end of our podcast. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.